And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak and talk about our Jobs First plan, mindful of the economic headwinds that are in front of us, mindful of the vandalism that the President of the United States is doing to the economy, the fact that we are currently experiencing one of the largest tax increases in American history with tariff rates that are higher than they've been since the 1930s, a state that is disproportionately impacted by these errant policies by the administration, the $100,000 H-1B visas. No other state more impacted than the state of California. The impacts in terms of the sand in the gear that the president is putting in our university system, the assaults on National Institute of Health, National Science Foundation, and other grants. This is code red from an economic perspective. You announce your intention to send the military to streets, doing domestic policing operations. You wildly overstate or completely make up crime statistics that are not real, that do not justify such action. And for this administration, you send first masked men to the cities that you want to militarize. You send your spokesperson, this bloviator by the name of Bovino, I think is his name, or the bagman, Homan, out there. You do a bunch of social media videos. You bring your entire press corps there to highlight your patriotism as you're out there taking strawberry salesmen off the street. You find a few people that deserve to be taken off the street, unquestionably. You highlight those, but there's hundreds that are collateral damage. Communities are torn asunder, creates anxiety and stress, and that manifests into expressions of free speech. And then you use those expressions and those images as the justification to send the guard and suppress free speech, suppress free expression. And you do that not only June, July, August, September, but you dial it up around election time. You dial it up around November. You do it a few weeks before. You dial it up in more and more cities. You suppress the vote, and you continue the path of rigging. It's our democracy. The Founding Fathers didn't live and die to see this moment. So we're going to be fierce in terms of our response. We are going to be focused, and quite literally, this is the lawsuit that I will file within a nanosecond of any efforts to send the military to one of America's great cities, San Francisco, that is enjoying 60% reduction in homicide, or rather homicide reduction that's the lowest it's been in 60 years. It's one of the safest large cities in this country that's experienced an economic rebirth and growth. Only Donald Trump can wreck that. At a time the federal government is closed and Donald Trump has literally destroyed the east wing of our White House to put his ballroom up for $250 million. We are now days away from eliminating food to 5.5 million Californians around Thanksgiving, at a time when food prices have never been higher because of Donald Trump's policies. Have you had a cup of coffee? Have you bought a pound of beef? At the same time, he found $20 billion to send to a fill in the blank. Maybe he's a dictator. This guy is trying to dial up for $230 million of your money to pad his pockets after using your money, to the extent you ever supported him, his campaign money, to pay for his legal defense, and now take the money personally because somehow he's entitled to it, just like he thinks he's entitled to seats in Congress, like he's entitled to wreck the White House, the People's House, to put in a vulgar display of weakness with gilded tones to deal with his own insecurities and inadequacies. He is, as I said over and over ago, nothing more than weakness masquerading as strength. Can we stand up for people that are being intimidated and attacked, like American cities, like our diverse communities? Can we stand up to a Supreme Court that says on a shadow docket it's okay to racially profile in the United States of America? That means all of us. because of where you congregate, not just the color of your skin or the language you speak. That's Donald Trump's America right now. This is a revolution that's going on in real time in our country. Donald Trump's a broken man. He's trying to break this country. Everybody knows that. But to see people in positions of power and influence do absolutely nothing when they must know better, and I believe they do nothing, boy, they're going to have a lot to reconcile at the pearly gates. Where its failure is not an option, we're going to win. We're going to win because people understand how precious this moment is. You saw the speech from the vice president. This is without precedent. Vice presidents, presidents don't talk like that in front of our Marines. They don't. That's not normal. That cannot be allowed to be normalized. That's not the United States of America. Blowing up boats in the middle of the sea, ready, fire, aim. That's not the United States of America. Wake up, everybody.